This Explain Everything is designed to help you find resources to use in your literature critical text standard. This first page is an overview of what you need to do to gather information, to process that information, and then apply that information. This page is on Ultranet. Success in this standard can come from a couple of areas. One is setting up a really good hypothesis or thesis statement, which will be covered later on. The other is finding appropriate critical texts or secondary texts which you can read and use to examine your thesis statement. The purpose of this Explain Everything is to guide you to finding those particular critical texts. This is the first page of the standard document that I've rewritten called Responding to the Famous. For this task you can choose any primary text that is a famous text that is critically examined and that I approve. As you can see, this document can also be found on Ultranet. This is the second page of the same document, which has the criteria and the standard how to achieve, how to gain merit and how to gain excellence. It's also got the student instructions, but I would suggest that you have a look at the document, the full document on Ultranet. Also in the document is information about how to find critical articles. This is what I'm going to go on to now. For the purpose of this exercise, I've chosen The Great Gatsby as the primary text. You can choose any primary text that you want to, as long as that has been okayed by me. The first thing I'd like you to try and do is to find some sources, some critical examination of that particular text yourself, without going any further in this Explain Everything. See how you find them. I acted as a student and did the same. Of course, the first place you go, in most cases, is onto Google. I simply wrote in literary criticism of The Great Gatsby, and that led me to Yahoo Answers. What I ended up with was pretty basic stuff, as you can see on the next. And so it led me to things like Bookrag, Sparks Notes, Cliff Notes, and so on, which, sure, you could use as secondary sources, but not very good ones. We need to find some really good, comprehensive literary criticism. So where do we go? Google Scholar, Google Advanced. You may not have used those before, but they're also possibilities. The only problem is that sometimes you'll get the first page of those articles, but then they'll ask you to pay. There is another way to go with this. Then I asked what types of literacy criticism and came up with this link, which was really interesting because it looked at various words like morality, feminism, and so on. What really interested me were things like the whole idea of morality in The Great Gatsby, and I realised that that would be a good starting point for formulating a thesis statement. Here's a student response regarding the whole idea of morality, moral issues or gender issues, etc. Which is all well and good, but is that really what I want? Isn't there a better way to find information? Maybe there is. I might go to the library website and have a look. Have you heard of Epic? From our school library site, we can link on to Epic. Epic is a search engine which has many scholarly articles, and all of them are free. So log on to the library. Once you log on to Epic, you'll find all sorts of interesting things. you simply go onto the library website, use the password that's supplied by the library, and link on to EPIC. You could find information in the red here on this page, and this is what I found. In the Gale Cengage columns, you could look at biography and context, discovering collections. The best one I found was Literature Resource Centre. Then I went into the Literature Resource Centre and found that one of the feature authors was Fitzgerald. And then I went in to The Great Gatsby and found all sorts of criticisms. These were very useful. So you can look anywhere you want to. You can even use something called an old textbook if you could find it. But the easy way, I believe, to find the best articles for your purpose of research is through EPIC. Good luck.